Hi, I'm Jessica from Spinner, and we are here with Ani Difranco, who just wrapped an amazing performance here for in the studio. You've just released your career compilation, Canon. How intense was it for you to go back through your entire catalog? Because it's
brutal.
It's pretty massive.
It was brutal.
Yeah.
I mean, it was hard to choose, you know,
Right.
just because there's so many songs, and then it was just, for me, really traumatic to just listen to old incarnations of me and all those records. We re-recorded about 5 songs, you know, just to have something new and different on the compilation. And if I had my way, I would have re-recorded them all, you know.
Also, in tandem with Canon, you released Verses, which is your first book of poetry and illustrations.
Yeah.
How you seem a little.
Yeah, no, I was good with the poetry, and then the
illustration.
illustrations.
That's where I was gonna.
Nah, okay. Well.
I was gonna ask how vulnerable you felt, just because I mean you're known to be a musician and a great
Right.
lyricist first. Was it difficult for you?
Yeah, that's definitely where I'm hanging my insecurity on that one, because you know you gotta have some place
Right.
to hang that very big hat. Yeah, putting in paintings and drawings, you know, it's just something I've always done, and you know, we thought it would be cool to sort of break up the words with some images and just, you know, have some color going on. But it's yeah, it is a very vulnerable thing for me.
Do you remember the first song that you ever learned to play on the guitar?
I had a Beatles complete songbook, you know, when I was a kid. So, you know, I started playing guitar when I was 9, 10, and I played a lot of Beatles songs. I used to, one of my hits back when I would perform at that age was Yesterday.
Oh.
I was not the man I used to be. You know, you can picture this little girl.
And last summer, you were given the Woman of Courage Award by the National Organization for Women. And you were the first ever musician to be honored with that. How does it feel to be this feminist icon?
Well, I mean, it feels great. I cried my way through that.
What about female sexuality is so threatening, do you think?
Well, I mean, women owning their own sexuality, I suppose, is threatening, because it's a big commodity, you know, within patriarchy. And I think also birth. I just had a kid, and that's another big revelation of mine, you know, the power of creation, you know, procreation is, of course, in women's hands.
And on your last album, Reprieve, the title track, you sort of allude, the most radical thing that you can do is split your body in two.
Yeah.
Was that foreshadowing, you think?
Yeah, I mean, I find that a lot with my writing, you know, and my life, that the writing often precedes the, I used to think it was kind of spooky. Now I understand it, I mean, to me it seems like an indication that our intelligence is so much deeper than our thoughts. You know, I had already met the father of my kid, and, you know, I think inside of myself I knew where I was going with it, although it wasn't in my mind.
And how did you decide on the name PETA?
PETA?
Yeah.
Well, when I was pregnant, we went to an art show at the Albright Knox Gallery, in the Modern Art Gallery in Buffalo, and we saw a show of a sculptor named Peta Coyne, and both me and my partner really dug her work, and we both just sort of took note. Peta, that's a cool name. Never heard that before, you know. And I'm, of course, being sort of part of the Unique Name Society, I thought I'd pass on that particular torture of nobody can say it, nobody can spell it. You know, fun.
Throughout your career, this 18 years now, you've been very brazen and bravely. So is there anything that you will not put forth for the public's taking? It's just absolutely non-negotiable?
When I look back on my records, which I've just had to do, one thing that I probably have, the only thing that I've probably intentionally kind of left out is my family. There's a lot to be written there, but the few things about my family that have leaked into my songs, you know, it just makes it harder, you know, for me to be with my family, you know, and I think they didn't really sign up to be exposed like that. I did.
As I was preparing for the interview, I realized that's one thing. The only thing that I really knew about your family was your father's passing a couple of years ago.
Yeah, it was a pretty unhappy family, and I think in that sense, I probably have stuff to give other people who have had those types of experiences, just in terms of, you know, whatever, that feeling less alone thing that music is so good for. But it's a difficult one, you know. I mean, so I sort of I try to think of them when I'm writing too.
Well, thank you very much for being
Yeah.
here. It was really great. And Ani Difranco, you can pick up Canon and Verses, her book of poetry and illustrations now.